Have you ever woken up tired even before getting out of bed, just because your head won't stop? Your body is still lying down, but your mind has been up for hours, replaying conversations, imagining problems, reviewing what you said, what you should have said, what someone might be thinking about you. It's as if the day hasn't even started, and you are already exhausted from thinking so much. If this describes your mornings, this prayer is for you. Overthinking is that excess thought that seems like responsibility, but actually steals your peace. You try to anticipate all possibilities, predict all scenarios, prepare for every mistake. It looks like prudence, but deep down it is fear disguised as control. The mind tries to be God. It wants to see everything, understand everything, guarantee everything. And when it can't, it punishes you with guilt, anxiety, and emotional insomnia right at the beginning of the day. The Bible does not ignore this war within the mind. Philippians 4 speaks of thoughts being guarded in Christ, and Isaiah 26 verse 3 says that God keeps in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast on Him. This means that the Lord not only sees your inner turmoil, but He also knows how to quiet what you cannot turn off by yourself. He does not accuse you for thinking too much. He invites you to learn to rest in Him, even with a lot happening inside you. What this video will do is not tell you to stop thinking, as if it were a switch. What it will propose, in the presence of God, is a shift. From the mind trying to control everything to the mind learning to trust. Instead of spending the whole morning reviewing the same scenes, this prayer wants to help you surrender, one by one, this excess that weighs you down. And little by little, let God bring order, filter, and silence where today there is only noise. It is from this place of sincerity, acknowledging that your mind is tired, that the next part of the video will guide you to speak with the Lord practically. Telling Him what torments you, asking Him to guard your thoughts, and beginning to say, with faith and vulnerability, Lord, quiet my mind today. From here on, the focus will be on transforming your overthinking into a place of encounter with God, and not a daily prison. One of the most subtle lies of overthinking is this: if I think enough, I can avoid the worst. So, the mind switches to maximum vigilance mode, like a guard who never changes shifts. You review phrases you've already said, simulate dialogues that may never happen, anticipate responses, imagine scenarios where everything goes wrong. It looks like diligence, but in practice, it is a type of internal torture. You live the same fear multiple times, in the same day, without anything actually having happened. Deep down, this excess of thought is not just a mental habit. It is a way of trying to protect yourself alone. It's as if the heart says, if I don't watch over everything, no one will take care of me. And this is where faith comes in as a counterpoint, not as a reprimand. Faith is not turning off the brain, it is removing the mind from the throne. It is admitting, I won't be able to predict everything, but I know the one who has already seen the whole day. Instead of you being the manager of the universe inside your head, you start handing over the job to God. The Bible brings this invitation very clearly. Philippians 4 verse 6 doesn't just say, do not be anxious. It continues, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. God doesn't tell you to stop feeling, He tells you to take what you feel to Him. 1 Peter 5 verse 7 reinforces, cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. Overthinking is when you hold on to everything. Prayer is when you start letting go, one thought at a time, in the presence of the one who can truly care. God doesn't expect you to wake up without any difficult thoughts. He knows exactly which scenes repeat in your head, what fears you don't tell anyone, what imaginary dialogues leave you breathless. He doesn't look and say, you think too much, correct yourself. He looks and says, come talk to me about this. What is tiring is not thinking, it is thinking alone. When you start telling God what exhausts you, the weight doesn't vanish immediately, but it changes places. It moves from your mind alone to His hands. The next part of this video will lead you precisely to this ground, transforming overthinking into more sincere praying. Instead of spinning alone in the same scenarios, you will be guided to place these thoughts before God, one by one, with simple words. There, overthinking begins to lose its grip, not because you turned off your mind, but because it finally found a safe place to rest. And it is from this point that the morning prayer will be born. Lord, I no longer want to try to control everything inside. I want to trust my today into your hands. One of the most tiring things about overthinking is feeling that no one understands what is happening inside. Sometimes you even try to explain, "My head won't stop," but people seem to just respond with, "Relax. Don't think about it," as if it were a switch you haven't learned to flip yet. God doesn't treat your thoughts like that. Psalm 139 says He knows your thought from afar and scrutinizes what is happening inside you. Even before a complete thought is formed, the Lord already knows where it will take you. This means that you are not strange to God for thinking too much. He is not startled by the internal mess, nor does He distance Himself from your excess. On the contrary, He is the only one who can enter this tangle and organize from the inside out. Isaiah 26 verse 3 promises, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast on you." Peace is not the total absence of thoughts. It is the presence of God occupying the place of authority over them. When God guards the mind, the thought doesn't disappear, but it loses the power to dominate you. The Bible also speaks of taking every thought captive to obey Christ, 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5. This is not a heavy phrase. It is an invitation not to let any idea govern your day. In practice, it is like saying, "This thought here is destroying me, so it will not rule me. I will bring it to the light of Jesus." You don't have to believe everything that crosses your mind. Not everything that seems urgent is true, and not everything that seems definitive has the final word over you. Philippians 4 verse 8 also points a direction. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely. Think about such things. God doesn't just tell you, "Don't worry." He shows you a new kind of focus. He wants to teach you to exchange some thoughts for others. Instead of revisiting the worst scenario 1,000 times, revisit His promises. Instead of feeding guilt, feed the memory of grace. Instead of going over failures, go over His faithfulness. The next stage of this morning prayer will lead you precisely in this movement. Taking specific thoughts, that phrase you can't forget, that fear that returns every day, that scenario you rehearse in your mind, and bringing them to Jesus in a low voice, like someone opening a box in front of Him. Instead of letting overthinking have the final word, you will learn to say, "Lord, here is what overwhelms me inside. Speak louder than this." From here, the video will transition more strongly into the form of guided prayer, phrase by phrase, so that you do not walk alone in this process. Now, instead of just thinking about all of this, it's time to start praying about all of this. Imagine you are still in your room, perhaps sitting on your bed, with your phone or TV in front of you. You can, if you wish, place your hand over your head and quietly say, "Lord, you know my mind that won't stop. I surrender to you the thoughts that woke up before me today." It doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to be beautiful. It needs to be sincere. God understands sighs as much as He understands sentences. Start by bringing a specific thought that has been haunting you to God. You can say, "Jesus, I surrender to you this fear that everything will go wrong today." Or, "I surrender to you this conversation I keep replaying inside." Or even, "I surrender to you this guilt that always returns when I wake up." Instead of letting this thought spin alone inside you, you place it in God's presence, like someone taking a weight off their head and placing it in the hands of someone who can truly hold it. As you do this, you can take a few deep breaths. As you inhale, you can think, "Lord, fill my mind with your peace." As you exhale, you can say, "I surrender my overthinking to you." It is not a magical ritual. It is a simple way to remind your body that you are before God, not before chaos. Gradually, you will feel that another rhythm is available. Not the accelerated rhythm of worry, but the tender rhythm of God's presence over your morning. You can also use the word as a response to thoughts. When an internal phrase says, "You won't endure this," you can respond in prayer, "Lord, your word says you keep me in perfect peace when my mind is fixed on you." When the mind says, "No one cares," you can pray, "Your word says you care for me, so I choose to believe that today." It is not denying what you feel. It is choosing which voice will have the final word inside you. This part of the morning prayer does not intend to turn off your mind, but to teach your mind a new destination. Instead of surrendering your thoughts to fear, you surrender them to God. In the next step, this surrender will broaden, covering not only what you think but also what you will experience throughout the day. You will be invited to consecrate your schedule, your meetings, your paths, and to say with more confidence, Lord, quiet my mind today and walk with me in every thought, in every hour. Before fully getting up, this is the moment to respond to everything you have heard. You can close your eyes for a few seconds and say, Lord, today I do not want to be guided by the noise of my mind, but by your voice. Speak with him. I consecrate this day to you. Every thought that tries to overwhelm me, every memory that wants to trap me, every fear that wants to take up too much space. I place all of this in your hands. It is not a beautiful speech. It is a real surrender from someone who is tired of carrying everything alone inside. You can continue, Jesus, quiet my mind today. When I start spinning in the same worries, remind me to run to your presence. When I am reliving conversations, remind me that you have already heard me. When I start imagining scenarios that frighten me, whisper to my heart that you are already in my tomorrow. Overthinking doesn't protect you from anything, but surrendering what you think to God changes everything, because it places the weight in the right hands. He doesn't call you weak for this. He calls you his child. If you are watching this prayer on TV, there is a small QR code in the corner of the screen. When this prayer ends and you have a quiet moment, you can point your phone at it. There you will find other guided prayers and words that can accompany you on days when your mind is especially noisy. It's not about watching more things. It's about having a place to return to when the thoughts start accelerating again, and remembering that you don't have to face this alone. To seal this morning, you can say, Lord, I surrender to you what I cannot control. Quiet my mind today and guide my day with your peace. Let this phrase be like an anchor inside you. Throughout the day, in traffic, at work, in line, you can repeat, Lord, quiet my overthinking mind today, and remember that this prayer did not stay stuck on the screen. It ascended to the heart of God. He walks with you between one thought and another, between one worry and another. At the end of the video, the invitation will be simple and profound. If this prayer reached you, write in the comments, Lord, quiet my mind today, as an act of faith. If you need prayer in a specific area, leave a word like mind, family, work, or health, and we will present you before God. And if this morning spoke to your heart, like the video, subscribe to the Still Grace Prayers channel, and when the final screen appears, choose the next prayer so that the rest of your day continues to be guided, not by overthinking, but by the presence of God.